everybody, it's Jess. I know if you haven't been to the racetrack lately, you haven't seen my face, and I know some of you are quite happy about that, so that's fine. However, I thought that today's video required me to come on and clear up a few things. So I know quite a few of you wanted us at Mags instead of KD, and I understand that. This was the reasoning on why we picked KD over Mags this past weekend. For 2 weeks ago, we were up north just to Mags, so I felt like we were, or just there, not too far away, kind of over in the area, so I felt like that kind of covered it. However, that was a 3-hour trip to that track. Then last weekend we were in Michigan, and that was a 4-hour trip to that track. So we've been traveling quite a bit, and just to make it easier for our crew, because they've had some things going on. I mean, we have a crew member that has a son starting college, and we have other crew members that have stuff with their families going on, and we just needed to be close to home for that, and we would do the same if it was ours. Allie had senior stuff that got thrown on us last minute. I've started a new job, so it's all part of the process. We will be back at Mags sometime. I don't know when. I haven't looked at the schedule that far ahead. We do like that track. It's just Katie worked better for everybody's schedule this particular weekend. As far as the carburetor, I know some of you guys are asking, about the discussion before that CJ and I had about that, or who talked CJ out of putting the carburetor on prior. Something that CJ and I do every Sunday when we come home or we're home from a race is we kind of reevaluate everything. What worked that weekend, what didn't work, what he saw or what was going on inside the car that the crew didn't see, or things that were going on at the starting line or back in the pit area that he didn't see, things that we can change, things that we can do better, things that need left that worked well. So we kind of go over all that, and we had went over changing the carburetor, and when CJ gets an idea, he really wants to jump on it, and it's something that I love and also hate about CJ. It's a great quality because we should all live life like that, making a decision and just going with it, spur of the moment. However, in the past, sometimes if he rushes too much, as his crew knows, he forgets things or things get missed, and it ends up costing us. And driving to Michigan on a risk, it was not something that I wanted to do. I mean, in the past, as you saw with the wiring thing, he kind of jumped on that, and I didn't like that, and it ended up biting him in the butt. CJ and I have been married 24 years, and there's been several instances where that has happened. Some of you have probably said that I don't have a say in it. It's CJ's car. Well, here's the thing. Yes, CJ is the face of Raggedy Ann, and yes, Raggedy Ann is his car. He built it. However, my paycheck goes toward this program and the car just as much as his does. I've paid for entry fees. I've paid for hotels prior to getting the RV. I've paid for tires. I've invested my time away from things for this. So I do get a say. Also, trying to bring rationale into it. This is a car that has been in the finals 3 times in a month or 2. And if it's not broke, kind of like don't fix it. So I was really worried about making that change, and I felt like if we made the change on the carburetor, it was something that we needed to spend time testing on, not just putting it on and going to a race. And we were not able to do testing prior to going to Milan, Michigan, however you say it. I was all for it after we got back because we had time to test down at KD before we did the race. So it wasn't that he was talked out of it. He was talked out of it for a short period of time because that was the rational reasoning thing to do. And, Mike's known CJ for over 25 years, and Jason works with him every day. They will tell you that he gets in a hurry and he rushes, and he sometimes makes rash decisions that bite him in the butt, even when it comes to tuning the car and things like that. So since we all know CJ so well, we are kind of the voice of reason, or the voice to bounce ideas off of, and why, yeah, that's a good idea, or what might not be a good idea, or what needs to wait, or what we need to fix right now. And I fully believe that that is the reason why things are doing so well right now, because he has that extra support, not just coming from me or from the fans. He has it from people within his crew. And Mike is a few years younger than us, and he was there when Garrett from Fuel Tech was there, so he soaked in all that knowledge, and he can remember it a lot better than CJ. So his tech savviness has been a great asset, as it should be. You should surround yourself with people that are going to help you move to the next level, and we have that. So we ended up going to KD. It worked out well for everybody. It gave our crew a weekend with their family because it was close, and we were able to get done the things that we needed to with Allie. So that's my rationale. I hope it answers all your questions, and enjoy the rest of the video.
I can't wait till I'm out to come and get refills.
So we've got 2. There's the third one with. Pretty lucky. Pretty lucky kid. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Check it out for sure.
Yeah, but back in the day, I had a 64 Galaxy 2-door hardtop,
Okay.
390 police interceptor, big block, tri-power, 3 barrel, 4-speed, 411 Detroit locker.
Dang.
It was a nice old car. I mean, it wasn't super fast or nothing, but boy, it's fun.
Yeah,
No power
that's
steering.
what it is.
Yeah, no power steering, no power brakes. It was a handful, but it's fun.
Heck yeah. What was your name again?
Jeremy.
Jeremy, CJ.
Absolutely, man. Nice to meet you too. If you guys need anything, all you gotta do is email me, give me a call. All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Sorry for keeping you out.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We'll just take care of it.
So preparing for block snow prep down at KD, I've been wanting to get the Dominator on the car, and I devoted myself to doing that since I was going to be able to go down and test Wednesday. So in doing that, it took me like 2 to 3 days to get it on. I had to make a bunch of stuff to get it to work. Going down the track, like whenever I would go up and do my burnout, or whenever I would put it to the floor, it was really stiff. So I was afraid the throttle cable was going to break. So I feel like I'm going to have to put that carburetor back on and try to finish dialing it in. It was really fat for whatever reason. I haven't figured that out, if maybe it didn't need a main jet changed and it needed the air bleeds changed or something. But for consistency side of it, and I felt like I was possibly going to break the throttle cable due to it's a factory throttle cable. I had to put the aftermarket throttle pedal in it because the stock throttle pedal, it was flexing it and bending it and it wouldn't go full throttle, and then it would slowly come to full throttle. So just for peace of mind and to feel like I know I'm not gonna break, I put the 4150 back on it. We have a lot more data, a lot more idea what it's gonna do. We did make a good pass with the 4500 on it. So I'm not done with it. I definitely want to go back. We were just kind of out of time. It was spur of the moment type of deal. Let's get it on there. It did take longer than I thought. And like I said, I've got some changing to do to accommodate that carburetor on it. Firing it up, idling, it's beautiful. I love it. The full throttle, getting to full throttle is kind of rough with the setup that's on the car right now. So I changed it back to the 4150 to go to KD to race blocks race. First round KD dragway, block, they do the drawing. They just reach in, grab chips, and that's how you line up. So they drew me Scott Huff, which is a big block Malibu. Very good running car. He's won down there before. I mean, he does well there. So I know I've got my hands full. I did not make any other test passes from the time I put the 4150 on it, or back on it. And then realistically, what I had, my passes from down there were kind of, I'm gonna say corrupt. The last time that I had passes down there was the cash days at the hill, and that is when the car was shutting off and dying and all that. So I did load a tune from then in it. My first round tune is what was in the car all day, but I did go in and change the stuff around that we changed to help the car out from dying. So as far as power levels, it was all the same. I left, I did the burnout, everything went good. It's normal, everything's normal, going good. We were second pair down in small tire, and whenever I let off the trans brake, like, it started to wheelie. It may not have kept climbing because I had a real soft tune in it, but it may not have kept climbing. I called it, I knew it was. I went ahead, cut gas, got back in it. And at that point, like, he and I are side by side the whole way. When I cut gas, got back on it, it didn't blow the tires off, but it got up on the tire and it just kind of glided and skated around the rest of the pass. And we're next to each other, like super, super close. I don't know, at that time I didn't know that he did start to white smoke the tires, and I'm assuming that's when he got on like the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th kit. I don't know. but it was so close that I felt like I won, but I didn't know, and it wasn't something that I was gonna argue or I was gonna contest of any way. It was close enough to where I wanted to see the video just to see how close it was. I had no intentions of contesting, no intentions of anything, but they did call him as the winner. After that round, they got the video up there, and I believe a couple people had already looked at it, and I was told that it was over there if I wanted to see it. So I was walking over there, and as I was walking up, Block was saying that I had won it. CJ won. That's CJ. And whenever I looked at it, I did. I got him by about a foot and a half. It was very minute. And he was a good sport about it. Like I said, I wasn't going to contest anything. It was super, super close. But I did end up making it through that round. So, on the second round. Second round, we got Gabe Sigler, which is a nasty big power, big block Mopar twin turbo Dart, I think it is. So I have personally watched him go down the track. I've seen him make passes. He does test there. He has tested there. He was actually there Wednesday when I was there with the Dominator on the car, getting ready for this weekend. And I draw him. I know it makes the power. They're doing everything they can to pull power out of it to get down this surface. So we get him. He comes over and talks to me. He's like, hey, man, take it easy on me, this, that, and the other. And then he proceeds to tell me after he went home Wednesday everything that he changed. And I'm like, is this a mind game? Is this true? And I believe his first round, he pretty much white smoked the tires the whole way. So I'm starting to think that this is true. And I don't let stuff like that get to me. I don't have enough sense to worry about any of that. I race the surface anyway, not who I'm racing. So we go up, do our thing. Block hits the light, we take off, and like, I didn't see him, didn't hear him, did nothing. Get up to the top of the hill, which is up by the clouds, and start down it, and I'm looking at the track, and it's just like there's smoke hovering all over the track. So I'm like, yeah, he smoked the tires, and I ended up getting the win. He did smoke the tires. I believe that car is really going to be a force to be reckoned with once he gets it figured out. It is just, he's built it to go fast now, not on bad surfaces. So if he sticks with the bad surface stuff, I think there's some changes he's going to have to make. I don't believe that he's afraid to make the changes though. So might see him out here real soon doing really good. Okay, we managed to make it to the finals, and so has Block. So we are racing Block Motorsports in the finals. We do the coin toss for the lanes because we both wanted the same lane. I won it, or actually he won it. like one side was heads, one side was tails, and he was calling it. So he was calling for him. So I got the lane I wanted. I got the left lane. And he was trying to load the big tire car and everything. So he's like, just be up here at 420. We'll go at 420. I'm like, 420? How can you forget that, right? So cool. Got everything ready. It was like 4:19. I pulled up there, and it's, what, another 8 to 10 minutes. And before he got up there, he left me setting up there. And Jess, she's like, he's playing head games. He's playing head games. I was like, I ain't got no, or he's playing mind games is what she said. Well, I said, I ain't got no mind, so don't really matter. I'm up here waiting. But he come up, he got his stuff all loaded up, come up and fired it up. We done our burnouts. He had Jared Gumbert do the light. So I had seen the light go. It was different because there was no consistency to the light, which is good. That's what you want. I was ready to go as soon as he pointed at me. But he hit the light. We left together. Like he was beside me for a good while. I had a lot. I shook the shit out of the tire on that one. It shook the whole car. And he's beside me. I'm shaking the tire. It drove out of it, but when it drove out of it, it got up on the tire. Again, it didn't smoke him. It just kind of glided around. And I ended up pulling off the wind, but he was right there with me. And watching the video back, I saw that he did smoke the tire. So I got fortunate on that one.
That was our first win.
Yeah, that's our first win with this car. So that meant a lot in itself. Everybody that's helped, everybody that's put in, supported in any way, I can't thank you enough. The car has come around way faster than I ever expected. I expected to be basically donating all season, and here we are with a few final appearances, one 3-way, and now a win. So
in 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. I'm ecstatic. The money has helped progress the program, but it does all go back into the program. So
And we still have more changes we're working on.
yeah, we're still working on more changes. We've got things coming, like the wheels showed up yesterday from RC. These are the old wheels that they fixed and made to accommodate the GM bolt pattern, and the different offset of the rear end, different width of the rear end. These wheels are going to go back to Race Star and have them fix whatever the issue is with it taking 2.5 to 3 hours to change the tires on them.
What race are we getting ready for?
Right now,
Yep.
Kent Rose reunion. Sorry. Kent Rose reunion race.
Prestonburg, Kentucky.
Prestonburg, Kentucky, yeah.
Combs Airport.
Combs Airport. I've been wanting to go there and race, not exactly at a big race like this to start out with, but been wanting to go there and race anyway, just have never made it. So Kent Rose is bringing us.
If you don't know who Kent Rose is, you can look up Arm Drop Nation.
Yeah.
You want to tell them a little bit what you know of Kent Rose? What your memory is of him?
And the first race of that car ever was at Kent Rose's race.
The old Raggedy Ann.
Yeah, the old Raggedy Ann. That was the very first race ever. And after first round, he had come around, and he was real good with the kids, like just a great guy. But he had come around talking, and like it was the debut of the car. It wasn't seen, it wasn't known, not really anybody knew about it. And he come over and was talking to me, talking about how good it run. He's also a nitrous guy. Talking about how good it run, and like from what he's heard, the crowd is that car was I was expected to win. So on with that a little bit more. Second round, it blows the transmission apart, knocks the head gaskets out from underneath the heads, and trash the engine. But